The crowd was hyped. Lights flashing, beats thumping. Waka Flocka Flame had the entire stadium bouncing, until he did the unthinkable in the middle of his set. Without warning, Waka cut the music. The crowd went silent. Phones went up, and then, boom! Kendrick Lamar's voice exploded through the speakers. Not just any verse, but a brutal, unreleased diss track aimed directly at Drake. People were stunned. Gasps, screams, phones shaking. The energy shifted, but just when everyone thought Waka had flipped sides in the biggest hip-hop war of the decade. He grabbed the mic and shouted, "I still love Drake," but that verse was too hard not to play. The internet went insane. Was this a betrayal? Was Waka secretly Team Kendrick? Or was this the most unpredictable plot twist yet in a war that's splitting the industry in half? Insiders are leaking new details. Fans are going at it online. And Drake's inner circle, reportedly furious. So what really happened that night? Why did Waka play the diss? And what does it mean for his loyalties? Trust us, you haven't heard the real story yet. And once you do, everything changes. Before the mic dropped, before the diss exploded, before the stadium froze in shock, there was tension boiling beneath the surface for years. And Waka Flocka was smack in the middle of it, even when no one noticed. Let's rewind. Waka Flocka Flame has always been one of the most unpredictable voices in hip-hop, never afraid to speak his mind. Throw a punch, lyrical or real, or dive straight into controversy. While the mainstream often viewed him as the loud, wild, party-starting chaos engine of the early 2010s, real ones knew Waka was tapped into everything behind the scenes. And what most fans didn't realize, he had deep ties to both Kendrick Lamar and Drake. For years, back in 2012, before Kendrick fully ascended with Good Kid, Ma City, he and Waka were seen backstage at a TDE show in Atlanta, laughing over something off camera. At the time, it seemed casual, but insiders now say that night marked the start of a private bond based on respect. Waka allegedly told Kendrick, "You don't need smoke machines to make noise. Your bars do that for you." As for Drake, their relationship was even older. Drake and Waka first crossed paths around 2009, when So Far Gone was taking over the internet. Waka reportedly reached out through a mutual friend at Bet and told Drake, "Your style soft, but your pen hard." IF***K with that contradiction. That weird but honest endorsement sparked a friendship, and even though they never dropped a major collab, they stayed connected behind the scenes. Over the next few years, Waka watched both artists skyrocket, Drake into global superstardom, and Kendrick into critical hip-hop dominance. And as the friendly competition between the two started turning into a cold war of egos, verses, and subliminals, Waka found himself stuck between two giants, and he didn't pick a side, at least not publicly. But let's be clear, he knew everything that was happening. Insiders say Waka had been sitting on unreleased verses, leaked tracks, and voice notes given to him by producers, engineers, and even label A&Rs who wanted to test the waters for potential features. Waka, known for his brutally honest feedback, would sometimes be shown Kendrick or Drake demos just to gauge street reaction. In 2020, when the whispers of a real beef between Kendrick and Drake started becoming louder, Waka made a cryptic tweet that flew under the radar. "Real kings don't tweet beef. They broadcast body bags and surround sound." At the time, nobody connected the dots. Now, that tweet is being dug up and decoded by every hip-hop thread online. Because Waka has never been a pawn. He's the wild card. And wild cards change the game when no one expects it. In the months leading up to the viral concert incident, Waka had been spotted in some suspicious circles. First, he was photographed leaving a studio in downtown LA, the same building where Kendrick's PG Long headquarters are rumored to be based. Weeks later, a producer from OVO's Inner Circle mentioned during an IG Live that Waka always asks the realest questions. Sometimes it's annoying. Then came the kicker. Waka was seen liking multiple posts that featured Kendrick's legendary "Like That" verse, the very one that reignited his Cold War with Drake in 2024. Still, Waka said nothing publicly. No interviews. No tweets. No statements until that night. It was supposed to be a normal concert in Houston, part of Waka's Riot reunion tour. Packed venue, high energy, full crowd. And as expected, Waka was giving fans what they came for: chaos, flames, and bangers. Then, halfway through his set, during the transition between songs, the music cut. A DJ booth tech reportedly started panicking, thinking it was a glitch. But Waka raised his hand, walked to the front of the stage, and said, "I'm tired of being quiet. The whole game is fake right now. Y'all want to hear what real rap sounds like?" What followed was pure insanity. Out of nowhere, Kendrick Lamar's unreleased diss track, reportedly titled "Buried Ghosts," started playing. And this wasn't just a throwaway verse. This was vicious. "I paved your runway. Now you dance in my shadow, smile in the mirror, while your pen gets hollow." The crowd froze. Then they roared. Phones went up. Live streams started. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. But what really sent the internet into flames? After the track finished, Waka raised the mic and shouted into the crowd, "Yeah, I played that, and guess what? I still love Drake. But when a man speaks truth like that, you don't put it on mute." Boom! Explosion online. Clips were ripped and reposted instantly. Hashtag Waka Plays Kendrick trended in less than 15 minutes. Bloggers didn't know what to write first. Was this a betrayal? A bridge? A stunt? Waka wasn't saying anything else. He just dropped the mic and walked off stage. But behind that moment, there's a storm brewing that fans still haven't fully understood. Because what Waka did wasn't just a moment of hype. It was a signal to the industry, to Kendrick, to Drake, to everyone watching. And what's coming next might burn the whole house down. Waka thought he dropped a moment, but what he actually did was pull the pin on a grenade that's now tearing the industry apart from the inside out. The moment Waka's clip hit social media, the timeline went into a tailspin. Videos of him blasting the unreleased Kendrick diss and immediately shouting, "I still love Drake," spread like wildfire. Instagram stories, TikToks, Twitter threads, Reddit, every corner of the culture was on fire. But while fans were still processing the shock, the first wave of real drama hit. Waka's phone got hacked. Or at least, that's what Waka claimed, because just hours after the performance, screenshots began circulating in private Discords and Twitter DMs, alleged messages between Waka and one of Kendrick's producers. In the messages, Waka allegedly says this: "Joint harder than all of CLB. Man, if I play this, streets gonna wake up." And the response? "That's why K gave it to you. He knows you're fearless. Just be ready when it blows." Wait, Kendrick gave Waka the track. Was this whole thing planned? Fans started digging deeper. Within hours, a YouTuber known for leaking unreleased material posted a full breakdown video claiming he had access to metadata from the Buried Ghosts file Waka played on stage. Guess what it showed? The file was downloaded from a PG Long server. Date: 6 days before the concert, which means Waka had it in his possession for nearly a week. This wasn't spontaneous. This was a setup. But why would Kendrick use Waka, someone not directly involved? Screenshots spread like wildfire. Fans were torn. Half said Waka betrayed Drake. Half said Kendrick was just using the right soldier for the mission. But one thing was clear: Drake took it personal. Waka finally broke his silence the next morning. Not through a statement, but through Instagram Live. Over 300,000 viewers tuned in within the first 5 minutes. Waka sat in a dim-lit studio, hoodie on, barely speaking. When he did, his voice was heavy. Y'all got it twisted. I ain't picking sides. I'm picking truth. That verse, that wasn't just fire. That was real, and I won't silence real. Then he paused, almost like he wanted to say more, but didn't. I still love Drake, but if you're scared of heat, don't stand near the flame. Boom. That line became a rallying cry. Memes, merch, fan pages. Don't stand near the flame trended for 2 days straight. But then came the first twist, something even Kendrick didn't expect. A voicemail from an unknown number was leaked anonymously to multiple fan-run hip-hop accounts. In it, Waka can be heard speaking frantically. Nah, man. I didn't think he was gonna take it that serious. I thought it was mutual smoke. This got too real, too fast. Who was he talking to? Some claim it was Kendrick. Others say it was a PG Long rep. Some even believe it was Drake's former security guard. But the message was clear. Waka wasn't ready for the storm he unleashed. Because now, the Kendrick versus Drake beef had a new face in the middle. And Waka Flocka, Flame had just become the most dangerous man in hip-hop. More receipts started spilling. A well-known industry source claimed that Live Nation had started reviewing Waka's tour dates, citing security concerns. Waka's mom, Deb Antony, even trended after someone posted a video of her allegedly saying, "He better stop playing in these people's wars. They don't fight fair." Meanwhile, Kendrick said nothing. No tweet, no post, no comment. Just silence. Which made it even scarier, because if Kendrick planted that verse with Waka, what else did he plant? And Drake? Sources inside OVO said the mood was cold. One associate revealed that Drake had a purge list of collaborators he was cutting ties with over the next 30 days, and Waka was #1. But the biggest plot twist. A blog broke the story that Waka's team had been approached by an independent documentary filmmaker. Title: Collateral Damage. How Waka got caught in hip-hop's Cold War, and apparently, Waka said yes. So now, not only is he the center of the beef, he's selling the chaos back to the culture. From soldier to rebel, from neutral to target. Waka didn't intend to start a fire, but now he's standing in the middle of one. And it's far from over. You thought the fire was burning out? No. This is where it turns radioactive betrayal, silence, a mystery woman, and a second leak that flips the whole story upside down. While the internet was still reeling from Waka's Instagram Live and the leaked voicemail that hinted at regret, Kendrick Lamar remained in his signature mode, silent but deadly, no responses. No interviews, no cryptic tweets. But the quiet wasn't comfort. It was tension, and when Kendrick's silence lasts too long, you know something massive is loading behind the scenes. So fans started investigating on their own, combing through Waka's tour videos, audio snippets, and background footage from the now infamous Houston concert. That's when a group of TikTok users discovered something eerie. In one frame, barely noticeable, Waka is seen speaking to a woman backstage. She's wearing a PG Long jacket. Her face is blurred, but a partial name tag reads, K. Davis Special Access. Within hours, Kendrick's real fans identified her. Kayla Davis, a low-profile PG Long coordinator rumored to handle non-public artist transitions, meaning she helps organize low-key meetings, verse transfers, and leak-free listening sessions. And if she was present at Waka's show, that meant Kendrick knew exactly what was going down. But here's where it gets even darker. The following day, an anonymous Twitter account dropped an audio clip. allegedly recorded in a hotel suite 2 days before Waka's Houston performance. In the audio, Kayla Davis, believed to be talking to another PG Lang rep, says he doesn't even realize he's being used. But he'll take the heat, and that's what we need. Kay ain't risking anything. Let the fire start with Waka. What? If this audio is real, it proves Waka was set up from the beginning. He wasn't part of the plan. He was the plan, and Waka had no clue. The backlash was immediate. Bloggers reposted the audio with captions like, "Kendrick's camp sacrificed Waka." Was Waka just a pawn in a bigger war? Knew nothing, burned everything. Waka, now fully submerged in controversy. Went dark for 2 full days. No posts, no lives, no tweets. But just when people thought he was folding, he came back swinging. On a surprise live stream, Waka addressed the audio leak directly. He sat in a warehouse studio, surrounded by posters of Atlanta legends, visibly fuming. "Y'all think I'm soft. You think I don't know when I'm being set up? Let me tell y'all something. I've been in this game over a decade. Nobody ever played me." Then he dropped this bomb. "If Kay's people played me, I got files too." Wait, what? Files? The comment section exploded. Waka then held up a USB flash drive on camera. Bright red. Labeled with a piece of tape, no smokescreen, he stared into the camera for a full 5 seconds. Then ended the live. That's it. No upload. No audio, no context, just a warning. But fans immediately speculated, was this Waka's counterattack? Did he record private conversations? Is he sitting on Kendrick's next move, or even Drake's private messages? While all this swirled, the music industry scrambled. Beck canceled Waka's pre-scheduled appearance on an upcoming panel. Kendrick's tour DJ liked, and then unliked, a tweet that said, "PG Lang used Waka like a throwaway feature." And then, just as things were reaching nuclear meltdown status, a new leak dropped. This time, not from a PG Lang associate, but from a woman rumored to be romantically linked to Waka Flocka in a 45-second voice memo posted to X. The woman says, "He told me he was warned not to play that Kendrick track. Warned by someone close to Drake. But he did it anyway. Said he wanted to be the one who made people listen again," she added. But after that, people stopped answering his calls. It got real ugly, real quick. And just like that, everything changed. Waka didn't stumble into this chaos. He chose to play the diss, even after being warned, even after knowing the risk. Even after knowing Drake might cut him off forever. So now the question is, was Waka really a pawn? Or was he the wild card Kendrick needed to make his first strike land harder than ever? Either way, the damage was done. Fans were now arguing over Waka's role in this entire saga more than Kendrick and Sekni, and Drake's music, and then came the final gut punch of this chapter. A leaked email surfaced from a senior booking agent at a major festival. The subject line: "Remove Waka Flocka Flame from September lineup. Risk factor elevated." No explanation, just that the industry was closing in. Waka wasn't just caught in the middle anymore. He was now targeted. By both sides, Waka's warning shot turned into a full-on explosion, and now the fans, the legends, and the entire music industry are forced to pick a side, or get caught in the crossfire. By the time Waka Flocka waved that red USB drive on Instagram Live and uttered the words, "I got files too," the entire hip-hop world knew this wasn't just beef anymore. Kanye West. Yes. Mr. Yeezus himself broke his silence on the Kendrick-Drake saga on a now-deleted Instagram story. Kanye posted a black-and-white photo of Waka Flocka, followed by a second slide with just one sentence. "That's how you expose the game without a press run." What? Within minutes, Kanye backing Waka trended worldwide. The Kanye post sent fans into hysteria. Some claiming Kanye was finally siding against Drake after years of Cold War tension. Others suggesting Kanye was using Waka as a Trojan horse to strike back at the OVO camp. Even crazier, a Kanye fan page posted a supposed screenshot of a group chat between Kanye, Kendrick, and Travis Scott, where Kanye allegedly said he Waka cracked the shell. Time to finish the egg. Whether it was real or fan fiction, it didn't matter. The streets believed IT and the OVO camp. Panicked, sources close to Drake revealed he was fuming about Kanye's public nod and had called an emergency meeting with his brand team to reassess partnerships, especially with fashion and lifestyle companies. Word got out that Drake's collab with Kai might be reevaluated due to escalating tensions affecting public sentiment. And that's when the fans took it even further. Pro-Drake and pro-Kendrick fan groups started creating digital propaganda. TikTok claimed Waka had signed a silent PG-Long distribution deal 3 months ago, calling his entire concert a marketing ambush. A Drake fan Twitter thread went viral, showing every time Waka copied Drake's fashion or stage elements, labeling him a low-budget culture vulture. A Kendrick supporter created a Waka redemption documentary teaser, painting him as the first martyr in the war to end Drake's reign. But that wasn't even the wildest turn. Rick Ross, a man who's never hidden his friction with Drake, posted an IG reel of himself driving through Miami, blasting the Kendrick diss that Waka played. His caption? "Somebody had to press play. Respect the flame." Now fans were in total meltdown mode, and then came the final blow of Part 5. A leaked clip from The Breakfast Club, set to air the next morning, featured a pre-recorded interview with a mystery guest. That guest? Kayla Davis. Yes, the same PG-Long rep caught backstage at Waka's show. In the snippet, she says, "All I'll say is, when history books write about the night it all started, they won't mention Drake. They'll mention the man who dared to hit play." Cue chaos. That one sentence was enough to send the internet into another spiral. Suddenly, Waka wasn't just the guy who played a diss. He was becoming the symbol of a cultural tipping point. A figurehead in a war no one thought he'd be a part of. The guy who forced the biggest names in rap to finally come out and choose a damn side. And the fans, polarized. Some saw Waka as brave. Some saw him as reckless. Others now feared he wouldn't make it through this unscathed. Because Drake still hadn't dropped a response. Kendrick still hadn't dropped a statement. But Waka, he was holding the spotlight like a live grenade, and everyone was waiting to see if he'd pull the next pin. The chaos has reached its peak. Kendrick's control is slipping. Drake's silence gets violated, and Waka finally unleashes what's on that USB. But nothing could have prepared us for what came out next. It was only a matter of time before someone leaked something they weren't supposed to. And just like clockwork, it happened. Late Sunday night, a mysterious SoundCloud link titled Untitled PG-Long Session Rejected went viral in under an hour. No artist name, no description. Just a blurry black and white image of Kendrick sitting in front of a mixing board, head down, hoodie on, and the track. It was a full verse, but not just any verse. A scathing 32-bar Kendrick Lamar feature over a haunting beat that fans say sounds eerily similar to early Kanye production. The vocals, brutal. Ruthless, razor sharp. Your emoji crown, don't impress the soldiers, you danced through the war while I buried the generals. The crowd went insane. Kendrick was clearly referencing Drake. Again, but here's the twist. PG Lang immediately denied it. Within 30 minutes, the official PG Lang account tweeted, "That verse wasn't cleared. That session was never meant for public ears." Do better. Wait. So this was a leak. A Kendrick verse he didn't intend to release. Fans started speculating. Was this from a scrapped Kendrick album? Was it meant for a joint collab with Kanye? Or did someone inside Waka's team leak it? Then a blogger dropped a bombshell. A source close to Kendrick's manager claimed that the leak was traced back to an email connected to a studio engineer who recently worked with Waka Flocka. That's right, someone from Waka's circle might have just leaked an unreleased Kendrick verse, possibly to take attention off Waka's own drama, or to blow things up further. And here's where things hit DEFCON 1, because just 24 hours later, Drake's voice leaked too, on a private audio-only clip uploaded to a Telegram group. Fans heard what sounded like Drake leaving a voice message. He played himself. I could end his wave with a single drop, but that ain't chess, that's checkers, and I'm 10 moves ahead. The internet lost its mind. Some said it was AI, others were sure it was Drake, but either way, it meant Drake's team was now making calculated leaks too. Now all eyes turned to Waka. What was on that red USB drive he flashed last week? Was it the Kendrick track? The Drake message? Something worse? Then Waka did what no one expected. He uploaded a 15-second teaser video to his Instagram, titled The USB. The clip showed him plugging in the drive, then cutting to static. A distorted voice whispered, "You played me. Now I play everything." The screen went black. One date appeared, the 10th of October 25. You'll hear it all. What is happening? Waka isn't just in the middle of the war anymore. He's now holding the tape that could end it. Fans began speculating wildly. Is he dropping a full expose? Does he have conversations between Kendrick and Drake? Is he sitting on evidence that could flip this entire war upside down? One blogger claimed the USB might contain a phone call between Drake and an unnamed artist where they plotted to bury a verse, possibly Kendrick's early leak. Others say Waka might be preparing to release a docu-mixtape, an audio documentary hybrid narrating his side of the war, complete with unreleased vocals and private clips. But until October 10th, we won't know. And here's the wildest part. Drake posted a story, just a black background, with 3 words in white: "Let the flame burn." That's it. But that one sentence sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Did Drake just give Waka permission to go nuclear? Is he ready to burn the industry down through Waka and Kendrick? Still dead silent, which only makes everything scarier. Because when Kendrick doesn't speak, he's usually building something massive. So now the question isn't just who won the beef, it's who owns the truth now. Kendrick, Drake, or Waka Flocka Flame? The man no one saw coming, holding the biggest secrets in hip-hop in the palm of his hand. Whatever's on that USB, it could change everything. Now it's time to let your audience explode in the comments, on social, and with pure anticipation for what's coming next. So here we are. Waka Flocka just flipped the entire hip-hop industry on its head. One concert, one Kendrick verse, one USB, and suddenly he's holding the fate of the biggest rap war of the decade in his hands. Was he set up? Or was he always in control? Is he the victim of a cultural takedown, or the mastermind behind a silent rebellion? And now, with both Drake and Kendrick seemingly frozen,